Welcome to this Degenerate Life. We're here with your host, Dylan, and our guest, Andre. He's our only two-time host, or two-time guest, I should say.
Oh, you can say a host. I'm definitely host material. It's all good.
He is host material if any single podcasters out there.
Will host your mic.
He will come and sit next to you and repeat half of your sentence.
And I'm just going to play I Like It Like That between every comic. If you like Cardi B, fuck with me.
Host, DJ, entrepreneur, black man.
Wearer.
Half
Black man.
That's
Half
okay.
Black Lives Matter too.
Why'd you have... Come on, dude. It's not often I get called black person, okay? I'm gonna take it where I can get it. White people love that shit. You got curly hair and like a little melanin. You're like, you got a black friend. Oh,
Bro,
okay.
you know what white people love? If you come up to them and you like, my N-word, like,
Ah!
dude, they love that.
You know what I do give them? I say my brother, because what's like slightly racist but people don't recognize is when white people call black people brothers. They go, like, you could tell when they're telling a story, they go, I was hanging out at the bar, I was hanging out with, some brothers. And you go, what do you mean? Like, your brothers? No, some brothers,
I said it with an A.
Yeah, they got not some
But
brothers.
here's the thing though. If a white guy is actually kind of black, then they'll be like, I was with my cousin.
Or they say partner.
My
I was with
partner.
my partner.
Like, so you went to jail, and
Yeah.
who bailed you out?
Yeah. I like to see more Asian gangsters because they could just say my ninja.
They could, but
Like,
usually they
only-
just stab you straight up. They don't fuck around.
They'll rob you, but they got the fire weed.
Those humungs.
Yeah.
They'll stab you in the face.
He said humungs?
Those humungs will straight up...
They're humungus.
Dude, they'll stab you with a knife. Right in your fucking face.
That's hilarious.
So, Andre, you started comedy after your first wife died in a car accident?
Yeah, it was
Wanna talk
actually,
about that?
it was pretty tragic. I'm glad you bring this up because I love bringing this up actually.
Yeah.
Love of my life. My daughter was in the car actually, which I'm sure you understand that sentiment. But what can you say, distracted drivers really helped me out in the comedy community. I bankrolled Coke driver, so got plenty of money. So I'm actually okay.
Okay.
The money kind of sealed the hole that was there from a missing wife and child. So
And calloused over, probably. Now you're a stronger person.
yeah, I mean, I got to afford the dick surgery I really desperately needed.
Reduction surgery.
Yeah, I mean, it was extremely large. Hard to find pants. Do you know anybody that wears a 38, 32? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just ridiculous.
Me. 38 weights, right?
I should have went 48.
Oh,
that would've been better.
yeah.
He's probably him in 5 years.
I'm not the best at improv.
He can save that shit. That's a hand-me-down for him.
Hand me down, more like a hand me up. Ba-dooms!
All right.
Because you're short.
Yeah, little reach around joke action there.
Yeah, hear that? If you want to chase your dreams, fellas, just make your wife disappear.
Yeah, I mean, it was fortunate for me because she was a bitch. And it helped me realize I am gay. So, if you're actually in the closet, ask your wife to go driving pretty often. She may die. You may realize that you prefer cocky dress to a dick in the pussy.
We're definitely using that clip as a promotion clip right
Please,
there.
please. I want everyone to know that was the absolute truth. I'm not kidding.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. I mean, this is a pretty historic podcast.
That felt good.
We've had a lot of diverse guests. We've had a woman, now a black guy, also our first gay guest. We've also had a retard on the show.
We have had a guy with much brain damage.
Yeah.
You had
wanted
David
to be-
Thorne on the podcast?
No.
I'm kidding.
He wanted to
Love
be...
you, David. Shout out David Thorne.
Our retarded guest wanted to be here tonight, and we told him yes, but we're not where we said we're going to be.
Much like his parents. Probably when they were leaving the mall. They're like, yeah, meet us at in front of Cinnabon, and then they're
Gone.
Yeah.
Well, he got caught up. He tried to trip on a word, and then he got retard strength smack in his face, and it's hard to come out with a black guy. You know what I'm saying?
Or a black guy in your case.
Yeah.
He
I just have
our
my
mic
women
starts-
drive me.
Our mic starts at 8, and he's like, listen, I can only do 6:30 to 7 tonight, guys, for being at the mic.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Wow. What a guy, man.
Thanks for letting us
How
know.
are you gonna accommodate?
Here's the thing about comedy is like I'm glad quarantine happened and shit because it gave me a chance to reevaluate who I give a fuck about, and it's nobody. Like I like you guys, I mean, I like you more. We do podcasts together. I like you too, but
He hates black people,
but yeah, you're black. I don't
You're
like
right
you as
here.
much,
Yeah.
and you're gay.
which is really the notch.
But
got him.
I don't have time for fucking bullshit, dude. It's like if I don't want to do a podcast with you or hang out with you, then like we're not doing a podcast and shit together. So if you thought you were gonna be a guest on this show, you ain't.
You know, I think that's something people need to hear right now because me personally, whenever I have like a contradictory thought when it comes to like comedy in general, and I feel like I'm in some turmoil and this environment is chaos and I'm not enjoying it, I have to remember what made me want to do comedy in the first place. And the truth is, like, I just want to have fucking fun. And like I realize like maybe that's like a gifted or what do they call that when you're white? A privileged way to fucking be.
What do they call that when you're white?
A privileged way to be. Like, I just want to have fun for a living. But like, I mean, the lifestyle of a comic is you are just there to create this joy in a moment. And the last thing I'm gonna do is sacrifice like my joy to fulfill someone else's version of their happiness. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what you're talking about with like, you're not giving a fuck about people. If you can't make yourself happy, like, how do you expect to make other people happy?
What's interesting, like, as an open micer, you have so many people telling you how to be a comic and stuff, but once you hit, like, a certain level, and I don't want to name any names, but there are certain people that are like, oh, you get past at punch, or, like, you get moved up to a feature at Laughs. Laughs has shitty hosts, like, let's be honest. They have, and we both bombed at Laughs. We both bombed at Laughs. But, like, once you are, like, established, and you're like, oh, that guy's getting taken on the road by headliners and stuff, like, all of a sudden your opinion doesn't really matter to them. Like, that person isn't getting told how to do comedy. They can grow in their own right. If they bomb, then they bomb. And that's just, that's how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to go up and do a joke and then hear from, like, one person, that really offended me. Like, did everybody laugh or did they not laugh? You're not supposed to take away from just one person's butthurt experience.
So true.
You know, I appreciated everyone's... This was something that when I first started comedy, I started at Luna's. Shout out to Luna's Cafe, Sacramento. And when I went to that mic, I had been to open mics at Comedy Spot and shit like that. And it took some people doing comedy. It took some bombs, watching people bomb to give me the confidence. But it also took people saying, like, okay, this is what you do, this is how you do it, to give me just a little bit of confidence. Like, I do realize, like, there comes a point where you kind of have to just, you have to be like self-determined. You have to put yourself in a box, and this is how you want to do it. And you can't let somebody else have their version of comedy be your version of comedy. But there was a point where I needed someone's guidance. I needed someone to say, hey, this is how a light works. Hey, this is maybe how you want to try writing. And then you try it, and it doesn't work. You try your version of it, and eventually it all works out to where you can actually have some confidence to get on stage. Because remember when it was like, to try and get on stage, like that was the scary part?
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
Get on stage was the scary part. And then like, okay, to have 5 minutes. To get 5 minutes was a hard thing. And then now it's like, 5 minutes is like that, you know what I mean?
What's interesting is, like, how long does it take, like, because when I first started doing comedy, I was worried about, like, it was all internal. I was like, oh, how am I going to do? How is this going to be? And then eventually it turns into like, well, what are they going to think of me? And how much do they really matter? Like, how much is it you got to worry about? Like, well, they might find that offensive. Or they might think that I haven't lived that experience, so I can't talk about that. And, like, that's what I want to get back to. That's why I'm glad quarantine happened. I'm glad I got to reevaluate where I stand in comedy. Because I'm disliked by a lot of fucking people.
It's so funny. He's like, that's why I'm glad the quarantine happened. I get to reestablish where I'm at in comedy, and you know what? I'm joining the Navy.
The Nazi version of the Navy.
What's the Nazi version?
The Third Reich.
Oh my goodness.
You did have the haircut there for a while.
Bro,
Yeah,
look, you could be in the SS, bro, for real.
Hell yeah, dude. The lightning bolts. I got.
No, it's fucked up, man. It's funny. It's a good thing and a bad thing, I think, because what I appreciate is perspective, and like you have to see both sides of it. And like right now with all the craziness, and you can do a mic and get like the community can look at you a certain way, but then they can do their own mic, and it's like this whole other. It's like okay for them, but not for you. It's like it creates this environment where we can learn how to do comedy right now. I think it's only going to make us better comics in the future.
Have you done Zoom mics?
I've never done one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I kind of do one, but not really.
Well,
There's just like a lot of me that's not conveyed over a video.
honestly though, I will say this. I think that Zoom mics only help. If you are super against Zoom mics and you're like, I don't want to do them, and I don't want to do them, but it kind of exposes your own laziness in a way.
Oh, definitely. Laziness, for sure.
Yeah.
Because if you were writing new material and you were pumping that shit out,
Yep.
you would be fine for Zoom mics. The problem is I don't have that new material, so I go on there and I don't want to tell my old material. So I try to come up with material like while the fucking comic before me is on stage or on Zoom. But and then I suck. And I bombed so bad for Zoom mics. I've probably ruined my reputation forever for people. Where they like one time I did DNA's Zoom mic, the Open Blind Tiger, and I bombed so bad. So bad, and you know what he said to me before? I was like, okay, I think that's all I've got. And he goes, I mean, don't you want to like tell at least one joke first? And I wanted to kill myself at that moment. I was like, I should have killed myself.
Yeah, I got one for you.
Be a Facebook Live video. We all seen that one.
I mean,
You pushed me too far, DNA.
if I was gonna kill myself on live stream, I would do it to a bigger audience than TNA.
Can you just message me before so I could like live stream it online as well? We'll get you some real views.
I will.
Yeah.
I got you.
Dude, let Mitch sell Zoom tickets.
Yeah, I'll hit up Garbage Marketing.
I mean, I've never denied a Zoom mic. I just, I guess, it does expose laziness where I just haven't pursued it. Luckily, I think with comedy, everything I've pretty much wanted to do, despite being on a show at Comedy Spot, like if I wanted to be on Laughs, I got on Laughs. I wanted to be, capable of hosting, I'm capable of hosting. I wanted to be on certain podcasts, I'm on certain podcasts. Like, so I don't allow myself these like parameters. This guy, you gotta put the mic to it if you're in a part, bro. You squeeze that out, bro. Your nose ruffled up and everything, bro. You all right? I know it was a dry one. That was a dry fart, bro. Ladies and gentlemen at home, this sir just farted. It was a weak fart.
This is your life, too.
I would rate it as a 3. It was a dry fart. No need to check the pants.
Smart man.
So where do you go up in Sacramento?
Right now, not really. I mean, other than...
What do you mean not right? I mean, where'd you grow up?
Oh, grow up. I think you said you go up.
No.
I did grow up in Sac. I traveled around. Mostly Sacramento. Went to Amador for a little bit. Lived in downtown for a little bit. And but now I do stay out in Sac. I stay near the Arden area right now. Arden Mall. This is cool. A lot of my family left. In fact, most of my family left. And I just don't find the need to leave.
Where'd they go?
Everywhere. Pretty much everywhere. East Coast. Some went to Washington. Some are no longer with us. It's just like...
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace for the homies. They just all... Yeah, it's weird. It's fucking sad, that story. But they just all kind of got divorced and left when I was like... right out of high school. They all just took off. And like... I didn't do comedy back then, but even then I knew I'm just not going to run from... I'm not just going to run hoping it's going to get better somewhere else, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you came to Chico to do this
Right.
podcast.
Dude, I would never live in Chico.
No,
Why?
and you never should.
Because I would make it like maybe a year before I fucking party myself to death.
Oh.
I go to some crazy parties out here.
Sick invited.
Yeah.
I mean, what I mean is saying, yeah, we got sick parties too.
Bro, you already know where we're at, bro. We'll be at Lab and we'll be chilling, and then there's 7 of us out front. What do you think happens after those, bro?
I don't know. You go
We
to
don't
Taps, and
And
then
then started Taps,
yeah,
and then we find somewhere, and then next thing you know, you're doing lines of cocaine, and then it's like, okay, we're going to a... I think it was Halloween, the Halloween one before Halloween. It was like, went to 6 parties in one night. It was kind of like a high school party though, where you get there and then it kind of just like you look at the apartment and
everybody's in the kitchen and they're all leaning.
They're
against
like,
the
who's
fucking
gonna buy
even,
us
bro.
beer?
Not even, dude. These kids didn't play. We were with some like the cool kids of like right out of high school. I feel like because they're fine ass people, like some good looking chicks. You know, people were really good dressed and shit like
17-year-olds.
that. Yeah, fuck it. And just kidding. And and you get to this house or apartments or whatever. I mean, there were 6 of them, 6 different versions of a party, and there's no room to walk. The music is just extremely loud, and it's like it's not gonna last. Like, this party's only gonna last like maybe an hour before it gets blown up, and everyone's gotta bounce. And so we would just bounce from one party to the next party to the next, and it was cool. But
I realized if I lived out here, like, it'd be like, okay, where's everyone at? What are we doing? Where's the party at? Let's do some drugs. Let's get fucked up. And rather, I'd come out here just to fucking do podcasts.
My hangover can't even keep up with that shit. That's why it amazes me when I see people that are all fucked up on drugs, and I'm like, bro, if I was that fucked up right now,
fucked up on drugs,
I wouldn't. No, I'm not. I'm just drunk, but. I would literally just want to go to sleep. I'd be like, bro, I'm so tired. I just want to go to sleep. Like last night, I went to sleep at 8:30, or maybe even earlier. And then this motherfucker calls me up, and he's like, it was like 11:30. It was like 11:59, and I was.
No.
What time
it was? Like 9:30.
Was it? I was so disoriented.
What kind of drugs are you doing, bro?
I'm the drug of fucking waking up at 4:30.
Yeah, no wonder you have a hangover, bro. You're doing Xanax bars, bro. Why don't you relax?
I never have done Xanax. It scares me. I see people fucked up on Xannies. It's the same reason I've never done ketamine. It's because have you ever seen somebody in a K-hole?
No.
Yeah, dope ass DJs.
It looks like, I mean, I get where the fun would be, but like, the only time that I was pitched it is they're like, yo, you want some ketamine? And I'm like, what does it do to you? And they're like, fucking Josue's on ketamine right now. And Josue'd be like, and I'm like, bro,
yeah.
I'm good. And I'm like, what is it? They're like, horse tranquilizer.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, that's a terrible pitch.
That's the thing. I feel like it's a goal, or like you have to have whether or not whatever you do in life, you have to be goal oriented.
So like when you take drugs, you have to have goals.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. Because what is the goal here? You want to do drugs, right? What's the goal? Because I want to have fun. So why would you do something where you're not having fun?
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to do.
You gotta set goals when you're doing drugs.
When see alcohol,
you want to be sober?
Yeah, you want to achieve some shit.
You want to like experience real life, walking around. Whoa, I'm just sober, Dylan.
Alcohol is already enough.
Queer.
Is already enough of a depressant. Though.
What's that?
I said alcohol's enough of a depressant. Where
yeah, you're right.
I'm just so
you
tired.
wear baseball
so
tees. You don't know what
tired.
depression is, all right?
I'll shoot myself in the face after this. Prove me wrong.
So sad.
And then
this comedy scene is broken you, Dylan.
It is, man.
It's breaking you down, man. This is why you're thinking about going to the military and shit, man.
I will die for this scene.
You sound like you're about to die for our country, bro. Don't do it.
I will, man.
War's over.
I will, man. War is not cool, bro.
It's over.
You know what's really not cool? The war on drugs. Make them legal. All right,
move to Oregon, dude.
Andre 2024. All right.
Hey, don't move to Oregon.
Awesome.
Dude, have you seen people in Oregon? You know Rachel Miles?
Oregon, where fish swim on the street.
Are you familiar with Rachel?
Who?
Rachel Miles. She's
My Aunt Rachel. I know.
Rachel Miles is an OG Chico comic, like OG as anybody else.
Original gangster for the white folk.
Yeah, you know, and black.
I got you.
He
said, and black folk.
Yeah, and y'all too. I don't want y'all to feel left out, my brothers.
There's no one. My brothers. You saw it, folks.
Yeah.
You saw it.
To you,
right?
my brothers. But anyway, so Rachel lives
Don't
up
say
in
partners,
she lives up in Portland, and she posts every day. She's out there fucking literally with like spraying police in the face with like fucking mace. She's like,
She's a white
stay
woman.
back, stay the fuck back. Well,
woman?
she's those crazy fucking Antifas.
She's a white woman.
Well, she's not white,
like
but
Mexican.
She's not white at all.
Mexican looking.
Really?
Yeah, she's out there with the white folks.
But she's not.
Antifa's definitely all white, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, the ones that get arrested.
I don't think so. No, I don't think
Only
it
the
is.
ones they show on TV.
It's just all Democrats.
How would you know?
I wouldn't.
How would we know?
I wouldn't.
How would we know?
I only live
That's what I see on
through
TV.
Rachel's Snapchat.
Exactly.
But she's not white though. But
How-
she's out there
how do you know,
wilding.
bro?
I don't.
She's a fucking plant, dude. She's
not.
here to make us think she ain't white.
Yeah.
And then she does irresponsible shit as an ethnic person on slanders our name. See what I'm saying? She's a plant.
Half of you need to speak up.
And I'm about half energy. That's what I can only do this. I can't do the full because they're like, what you do?
No, you need to do is like this. Right there.
I don't know if that's going to work, brother.
It's like you're not doing the fast, but you're doing like something you're good.
How's it going?
That. I just realized I'm out of the camera. They think I'm doing like the hail. You know?
What is that old joke where it's like, how does a gay person salute? Like this?
I just
Moving on.
Jeez, guys, thanks.
I wanted you to feel that one.
I'm going to die on that hill. These fucking assholes. You guys got to help me out on that one, right? Don't let me bomb like that. Alright? This one got real fucking quiet.
What are we supposed to do? Sit in the back of the room and laugh? Like, I do that, dude. By the way, when I host shows,
I know, because you'll laugh where the punchline isn't even at.
Yeah, because that's the
And so I
fun
came
part.
home one night and Dylan's like, ha ha ha! He's like, I came
That's it.
home. I hate that when they step on the joke like that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I used to do it myself, actually.
I do a little heckling myself.
Yeah.
You do a lot of heckling.
Yeah. But it helps.
No, sometimes it does. Sometimes it's
How
too
long
much.
have you been doing comedy?
About 2 years. Yeah.
Usually it helps, but sometimes.
You know, you're right. When I get a look, I'll get a look from people. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah,
Like-
you're like,
They're like, yeah. They'll try to recover from it. I'm like, all right, they're not appreciating that.
oh, you know what's funny? Okay, so that guy Cheese, the one we did the fucking video with.
Yeah.
Shout out to Real Cheese. Fuck that second cheese, dude. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he's some dirty cheese, some ball cheese. So ball cheese and dirty cheese. But it was like I think it was his first set ever, and he's all, "What's up, everybody? I'm Cheese," and you're like, "Fuck you, Cheese," or something. And I was like, oh man, like his first stand up.
Okay, we all know there's one cheese.
It helped.
No, he did. It was the room was so wet, like fucking hot. That
You can't do that. You can't save someone by doing your version of funny
No. But he like stuttered, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I yelled fuck.
It's
you.
hard to
His
watch.
set was really good, so who cares?
Really?
Yeah.
At that point,
Dude, the room was very hot.
Yep.
Sometimes
Well,
it's very
you're
hot in the
welcome.
lab.
You're welcome.
You weren't there.
Yeah, it was. It was last week.
no, this was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're talking about when you
I
weren't
was
there.
there in spirit.
Yeah,
You
I
were.
guess so.
That's why it was hot.
Yeah.
I love opening that room. I really do. I love that spot.
I'm
man.
glad you like that spot because nobody else likes that spot. You're
Yeah.
the only person that's ever asked to go first in Chico. Chico notoriously is not, well, it's just shitty mics. If you go first, that kind of sucks. In SAC, they like to go first at these shitty mics because there's other mics to go to sometimes. Or if you're at Comedy Spot, you have to go first. Or like the top 9 spots, or you're just fucked.
You know
Top
what's
13
fun?
spots, you're
I
you're
love
done.
it when they do this. This is something I think I'm going to do in my mic that it's going to separate the men from the pussies. And it's like, because I hate women. There's this thing where they would take your name and then they would just make a lineup. And then, so I didn't know when I was going to go or if I was going to go. And it creates this anxiety that I love being challenged like that. Like, I love, like, okay, am I going to falter? Like, am I going to let the anxiety get to me, or am I going to kind of push past it and be like, okay, no matter where, I'm just going to go?
Wait. Explain that again.
So, like, you would go to Comedy Spot, right?
Yeah.
It'd be Sundays and Mondays. Or
Right.
it was Sundays and Mondays, right? And you'd get there, and all the comics would be out front.
Yeah.
And you would go up, and you would try and sign up. And usually, you would get it for sure up if you brought someone. But other than that, they would just kind of pick, you'd write your name down, you'd possibly get on.
They write down their friends.
Usually.
Yeah.
Wouldn't we?
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so you only have so many spots, and if you're not pushing, this guy ate beans. If you're not
He's
pushing
heckling
the
you.
issue, yeah, right. If you're not pushing the issue, you're not gonna get it. And so, anyway, they would write it down, and then there's that anxiety building where you're wondering if you're gonna go up. And this was right when I started. I mean, I started right before. Like, I started June 4th last year, and then I maybe did 10 sets before.
And then you quit.
Yeah, I did. I quit after a punchline set, and it was an okay set.
Whose punchline set did you, or whose show was it?
It was Mike Silla hosted it. Mikey Winfield.
You were on that,
Johnny
Mike's, I remember when Mike Sella asked about it, he's like, he did the fucking old school, like, post and sacked, booking punchline showcase next month. Who hasn't done it in a while? And then,
Yeah.
like, everybody hits him up, like, 200 comments.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's
to be
crazy
on
they
it.
picked you, though.
Bro, I was so new, and that room is so forgiving. You ever done punchline?
Yeah.
Oh my god, such a good room. Like, and like the callback bar is dope enough, but to be at that back room, like, bro, to be at the back area was like
Punchline is the best room in Sacramento, hands down. And then, is it the best room ever? Jesus, bro.
It just happened.
Oh, man. Let me get you a little paper towels.
You better edit this out.
What's the best room ever?
Best room
literally
ever?
the shit, bro.
Punchline sometimes.
In Sacramento, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
punchline, if it's lit, punchline, for sure.
Yeah.
I've never seen laughs actually really good.
What about
Bro,
what
Laughs
about on the
isn't
Y?
even that good.
On the Y? Oh, yeah, on the Y, for sure. Dude,
I didn't. Yeah.
okay, so on the Y, one time I did an actual
Not
show.
even.
Have you done an actual show on the Y before?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So, like, did they book it, like, down in a little, like, shitty
Yeah.
area?
Yeah.
When I first started on the Y, they would do it right by the pool tables, which is the only way to do it, because everybody's at the bar, like, face back, turned away from you.
Yeah.
But they did it in the little area, and there was, like, 3 people there, and they were obviously regulars. And it was Sandra Reiser. and Sandra Reiser was fucking killing. I've never she was killing as hard as I've seen
I don't even know who that is.
No,
she's a fucking old lady. She's an old lady comic from the Bay Area, but dude, she was so fucking good. So then I was like, fuck, dude. And then I went up and bought. Right. Well, of course I did, bro.
I'm really glad that we waited for that story, man. Really
Well, I had more to it, but I started burping, so I had to cut it off.
Yeah, I don't know why. When I first started, I didn't even know the Chico scene existed. I used to drive
Are you serious?
3 to 4 times a week down to
Yeah.
Sacramento just to
Yeah.
bomb in front of 2 or 3 people
Yeah.
on the Y.
Yeah.
Luna's. I had a little problem with the comedy spot.
Really, what happened?
It's nothing. I just got I got mad.
It's nothing. It doesn't sound like nothing.
I mean,
Sounds
it was.
something.
Yeah, I got mad because I wanted to see the list, and because I drove 2 hours, I was like, "Yeah, can I check out that list?" I thought I'd been enough time, and some fucking cunt. I was like, dude,
Sacramento comic legend.
Oh yeah.
Is that girl with the glasses?
No, a dude named Benton,
Okay.
like a little kid.
Okay.
If I hit him, dude, I would gone to juvie.
He wouldn't show you the list?
He's like, "Get out of here!"
No, he was
Get
like,
out of here!
subscribe to my OnlyFans.
He's like, "Get out of here!
So
You can't be
I'm
back
on
here."
OnlyTwinks.com.
Yeah.
Ben-
Hold on. Let's run this back.
Yeah.
How does it... So, you drive down. Excuse me.
This is one of my. I just started too.
Right, and you drive all the way down there, and then you start to talk to this person. You're like, hey, I drove down. I wrote my name on the list. I just want to see it so that I can know if I'm going to have to drive back right now.
Or there's another mic to go to.
Yeah, and he wouldn't show you?
He's like, "Get out of here! Go! You can't be back here." I was like,
You know, the back curtain area,
I'm
and they've done this shit to me, and I know because the thing is a lot of people
Sure.
congregate in
Yeah.
there, but they don't do a good enough job at, like you were saying earlier, they build the anticipation or whatever, but they literally just keep you in the fucking dark, and some people do drive a long fucking way. Like this
I don't see
guy.
why you wouldn't just
It was
show him.
Benton, and I'm sure Benton was kind of a cunt, but Benton's a fucking established comedian down there, so everybody likes him and shit, and he's probably, and I get it, you get irritated with people.
No, I do. I get it too. It's like you don't want everyone back there, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I'm
No,
like,
that's bullshit.
Yeah, no, and
That's
so
bullshit.
the first time that I had a bad experience at a comedy spot, I went up to Rob Berry was hosting it. Robert Berry.
Robert Berry. Shout out Robert Berry.
Yeah, Robert Berry is a good guy, and Robert Berry should do our podcast. By the way, Robert Berry, do our podcast. But also,
Really,
to the
dude?
mic.
I'm
Stop.
right here.
Also, Robert Berry, stop flaking on me. Stop saying you're gonna come and don't come. Okay, anyway, I'll make you come.
Damn.
But Robert
Hey.
Berry, I went up to Robert Berry and I was like, hey, I was with Jordan Riggins, a friend of mine, and we had driven down from Chico. And I was like, hey, my friend Jordan and I, we just drove down from Chico, so could we please get a spot? We didn't bring anybody.
Nope.
And Robert Berry literally looked at us, or looked at me, and he went... And then I didn't meet Robert Berry again for like a year again after that.
Damn!
So that's
What
just
the
how
fuck,
that's just
Robert?
how it be at Comedy Spot, dude.
That's fucked up,
And
dude.
you know why it's like that? It's because Comedy Spot, they make their money on improv. They're an improv venue. And improv is a business of keeping people coming in. Keep coming. Yeah, you were great. Come back. Pay for our class. Do this shit. So, and then stand-up comedy is kind of the thing where you have to fucking axe people.
You know
It's
what's
a
really
dick move,
saddening,
but
man?
you gotta be like, you suck, and I don't fuck with you anymore, and then hopefully those people stop coming. And I know that.
That'd be so funny if none of that recorded.
and we're live.
And we're live here once again.
This is the problem, I think, is that, I feel sad when I think about, that's me,
What were you on that?
there's a problem because, like, for instance, like, when I talk about laughs, the thing that upsets me about laughs is, like, you have one of the historic comedy clubs in Sacramento. There's only 2 major ones. Like, to me, it's, like, Punchline and Laughs. And you don't build up a local community. Like, to me, if I was there, I would try to bring a lot of local up-and-coming comics and try, creating open mic nights. I mean, you can do shows, but you can't do an open mic night. Like, what the problem is. And so, like, why is it that we have certain comics that only get certain spots at certain clubs? I mean, Punchline's been all-inclusive to me. But I just feel like when it comes to laughs, like, they have their certain people, and they don't, it's not like a factory of comics. Like, it's more like we have what we like, and we're just going to keep these people.
Honestly, man, I disagree with you 100%. Because Punchline is all-inclusive. And
What I heard about Punchline is if you want to get past, you have to go to the San Francisco one.
Yeah, and you gotta be fucking really good, dude.
Really?
Like, who is really good that isn't passed?
Wouldn't you want to be? Wouldn't you
Like,
aspire to be really good?
Yeah, of course you would.
I don't
but
think I
but
want
like
to get past.
but
mediocre.
Laughs Unlimited passes a lot of comedians. Laughs Unlimited is built on not just like local talent, but they have like they kind of are.
I'll give you this.
This even their headliners.
There
live
are
in the
3
town.
people that headline their shows, max. 3 different comics.
No,
That's
there's
it.
a lot. They have like 50 something headliners
Throughout
their rotation. Though.
Right now, there is only 3 different people who headline their mics.
We got Carlos, Ellis, Lance.
Name me other comics.
Steph Smith. I'll never get booked by him.
You're
Ron
talking about
Vi.
different producers of the shows.
No, they're headliners. They have a lot. They do. I promise you, they do.
I'm just saying, like, when I go there,
Mhm.
like, I don't feel like I'm included. I feel like...
Well, that's because you're not.
Yeah,
That's
no
because
doubt.
they don't like you.
Yeah.
But
And
that's true because
that's
you're
okay.
open micer and
Yeah.
and you know what? But that place, that's why I love that place, is because they do give you an opportunity to become a past comic. There are people that are past at that club that are not popular in the Sacramento comedy scene.
Like a
I don't know the Sacramento scene enough to sit here and drop a name like
You
that.
seem to know a lot about it. I mean,
Well,
I'm literally there.
I do, but I don't want to be wrong about that.
I wish-
because that's a big deal.
I wish there was a comedy club in Sacramento, and there, it may not be a big enough market, which is a very big possibility, that they took on the model of the comedy stores. Like, if you have, like, some talent and you keep coming, they hire you to be a doorman.
The
And
reason
then
that
they come up in the whole thing. Like, then eventually you get five minutes in.
I think
at
it's
the
an
end of the-
intimidation
thing,
thing.
dude.
It's not welcoming, rather, it's a cold room.
Laughs Unlimited is a cold
It's a hard
fucking room,
It's
dude.
a cold room.
Cold room. It always is, dude. I have had like one good set there, and that set started with Ellis Rodriguez dropping the mic on accident. He was like, and the mic hit the fucking floor, and then I was like, That was my best set. That's how it started. I've had like 10 sets there. That 9 out of 10% there. So the owner, dude, I can only imagine what Jenny thinks of me. I mean, she probably thinks less of other people.
She invited you to do the, what was it, 50? Where the fuck it was?
The 40 for 40?
yeah.
Well, I applied for it.
Okay.
Did you apply for it? A lot of people hit...
I didn't apply for anything.
I saw Asia May post. It was very funny because she was like, motherfucking Dylan Collins got approved for 40 for 40. Or some shit.
I thought it was Josh Means.
Black people
Josh also did that. A few
Okay.
people did that. It wasn't just Asia.
multiple
Asia
people.
Asia's was the funniest though.
Had to be the
Asia was
one
like,
black chick,
Asia was like, how the fuck is Dylan Collins get passed for the 40-40? And I don't know either, but because I applied and I also I don't know.
Can you do more Asia impression?
It's not very good Asia impression. I'll give you my
gotta
first
bend
Asia
over.
May. My first impression of
Love you,
Asia
Asia.
May is Asia.
Can we
I
shout out Asia May?
Yeah, we should. Asia
I
May
love
should,
Asia.
Yeah, Asia May should do
Yeah.
our podcast. I like Asia. Asia.
Me too.
Asia's a shit, man. I found
Always
her-
been cool to me.
I was in Vegas. I was balls deep on acid, and Asia
Oh, I
May
thought you were going to
saved
say it
my
balls
life.
deep in Asia.
Nah, she saved my life, man. Her and Jackie Pearl.
How'd they save your life?
Well, it was crazy, bro. Check this story out. So it was me, Matt Medina. Shout out Matt Medina. David Thorne. Shout out David Thorne.
You shout them out while you're saying their
Yeah,
names.
I
You
got
don't
you.
need
White
to-
people, by
I
the
was
way.
only gonna do that for a couple more times and make it funny, but thanks for ruining that.
You're welcome.
Okay, and then so it was me, David Thorne, Cameron Almada.
Shout out Cameron Almada.
Matt Medina, and then it was Logan Farr and Taylor Embro. And so we decided we were going to go with David to Vegas to watch him do the Psychedelic Show that Tom Baum produces.
Right.
And when we got there, we took this God acid.
God acid.
Yeah. It was like, it's got to be like 7-hit acid in one hit.
Damn.
And some of us lost our minds, some of us did okay. But there was
You didn't do good.
I did great. I could do well on acid. But this is the problem was I was so high at one point. I didn't actually think I was going to leave the room. I was so high. And then you know this is important because Dylan lifts up the room.
You're telling a great story. That's how you know.
Yeah, it's really important. And like, we get to the hotel, we're chilling, we're gonna go do the show, and like, we take the acid, and we're so fucking high that by the time we're about to leave to the show, I'm like, guys, I can't go. I'm too high. I gotta stay in the hotel room. And somehow Logan Farr's like, bro, we're about to leave. You sure? And he somehow motivates me to get up and go. We get to the show. Matt Medina, Taylor Embro, and Logan Farr can't walk in the building.
Because they're too fucked up.
Not like they won't let them in, but they're so high they physically could not enter that room. Because it's a psychedelic show, so there's colorful lights and sounds, and everyone's doing this shit when they do sets, like...
Oh, they got the glove?
No, they're just... The background is a white... It's a soft white that changes to like blues and greens and purples and the whole fucking background changes. And the whole area is lit with colors and shit. And everybody's high on acid, shrooms, or weed. Everybody in the whole building. Comics and the crowd. And I'm sitting at this table before the show, and I can't take my eyes off of this glass of ice water because I'm like having a full conversation in my head. And I know the second I look up, I'm seeing I was somehow ended up at the table with all the drugs. Okay, Asia May's right here, Jackie Pearl's right here, I'm drinking water, and then they start opening up foil, and there's goo, and there's white stuff, and there's fucking there's a smorgasbord of drugs. I mean, you could have took a hit off of everything and went to fucking Mars straight up. And there was a lot of shit at that show. And I'm sitting there, and every once in a while I would pop out of it, and I'd be like, am I okay? Like, is everything okay? And I'd look at Asia, she's like, everything's fine, you're okay, you're just having a conversation with the eyes. I'm like, okay, we're good. And then Asia's like, Jackie Pro and Asia were okay, we're getting up, we're going inside. And by then, Matt Medina's on the ground, Logan Farr's on the ground, Taylor Embro's on the ground, and I walk past them, and I'm with Jackie Pearl and Asia May, and I'm like, all right, boys, see you in there. And like, meanwhile, they're rolling tits, trying to just manage. And I'm just like, all right, later, I'm gonna walk in here. Ended up getting the best seat in the house, sitting next to those two. I couldn't tell my volume. I couldn't tell if I was being too loud or too quiet, so I would constantly be like...
Or if you're talking at all.
Yeah, I'd be like, Asia, can you give me some water, please? It was so fucking weird. And they took care of me. They made sure I felt good. Shout out Asian May Jack.
Yeah, that's cool. I feel like a lot of people have those stories, but I feel like most people, if I was like that fucked up, I'd be like, ew.
Dude, I've heard a bunch of stories about Tom Baum shows, and Tom Baum sounds like he over fucking doses people, dude. He sounds like he tries to hurt people.
Bro,
he what?
Tries to hurt people.
Oh.
Kind of like what the Studio Inn does with drinks at their open mic, where they're just like, another drink. All of a sudden you're fucking hammered, and your tab is like $12.
One of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
Was Tom's?
Yes. The consumer, the person who buys a ticket, I would go back to that sober and watch the craziness, because the people who buy a ticket to that show get the best experience when it comes to comedy.
Hell yeah.
These people can barely bring up the next host, or the next comic. Like, it's crazy. It's so much fun. Everyone's fucked up. And, like, there was points and times where I'm, like, goosebumps looking at this whole production. Fucking Tom Baum's going crazy. We gave him acid that made him lose his mind. Okay?
I heard he punched somebody in the face that night.
He punched someone in the face.
Was it a comedian that he punched in the face?
I think it was, like, his best friend.
Yeah.
He's behind the show, right? In this back area. The stage is right here. He's right here in this back area. And he's throwing fucking chairs, freaking the fuck out, right? Screaming. They had to bring him milk. He's rolling around on the ground. He couldn't host. So he had to have each comic bring up the next comic. Because he's on the chair sitting like this. He's like, okay, this comic.
And this is the guy that hosts... I'm the host of the Psychedelic Comedy Show. He's like...
Bro, this is the problem, though. He was already on acid. And when we gave him the acid, we said, look, man, this is not just regular. This is God acid. And he puts it on his tongue, takes the whole hit. Meanwhile, we had only done max half a hit. And we were rolling dicks, bro. So high. Balls deep in acid. Like crazy fucking high. And so he lost his mind. They're bringing him milk. He's rolling around on the floor. He ends up breaking his windshield, freaking the fuck out, sitting on top of his car. But I give him the credit because in the height of the freak out, he's standing outside. Everyone goes outside after he punched a dude, throws chairs, freaks out. He breaks the windshield, freaking out. He's running in the street. And in the middle of all of his freak out, he goes, ah! N-word!
Oh, man.
So even in the height of the high, he still didn't say nigger. Like, I'll give him the credit, bro.
Oh, he said N-word.
Yeah, he literally, he screams N-word rather than nigger. It was dope.
Shout out to Tom Baum.
Shout out Tom Baum, bro. He's not a racist.
What? Well, we don't know that. But he's probably not, dude.
You go a little farther.
You're just so high, you're not saying things to be racist. You're thinking because you know it's controversial. That was so fucked up.
That's most jokes,
You're
honestly.
saying things because it's controversial. You're trying to just
You're trying to get a reaction.
And it's not necessarily you're trying to. Your body, your brain. You ever been high on acid?
Once, and I woke up in the emergency room.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus.
I have not.
I did 6 hits on accident.
You're fucking.
I was doped.
But you know how it
Somebody
goes, right?
dosed me.
Where you're not necessarily doing things. The thought occurs, and you just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. That's cool. I know. I met Tom Baum very early when I first started. He lives in Sacramento.
Does he really?
He did. Obviously, I think he lives in Vegas now. So.
Yeah, I mean,
like a lot of comedians.
He runs the shit in Vegas, man. And
yes, Tom Baum
he's
is like the
taking it on the
Dylan
road.
Collins of Vegas in a way.
You're
Damn,
goddamn
dude.
right he is.
That's a compliment.
It is, honestly. Tom Baum and I will do shows together, and someday maybe I'll move to Vegas, dude.
No, you're not. You're
Nope.
gonna go fly jets for the Navy.
No, I'm not. They're
you
gonna
already
tell me
gave
no.
up.
They're gonna tell me
You
no.
gave up, man.
And this should be off the record, so it's on the record now.
You
But
could bleep it. I mean,
this degenerate life, dude. We talk.
listen, I'm not gonna
We
lie,
talk
folks.
shit about Laughs Unlimited. We talk
I'm
shit
not
about
gonna
the
lie,
punchline.
folks. Dylan
We're never
Collins-
getting past.
He talked to me before the show. He said, "Look,
I said I
1
want to
month.
suck dick. So
He's got 1 more month, and he's out. So, by the time you're hearing this, he's probably gone. So if you know, sorry, you can't say goodbye.
by the time you're hearing this, we probably have Donald Trump in office again. At the rate that I upload these
Bitch,
things.
if you don't post this motherfucker, bro, I swear to God, this will be the last time I do this shit. If I do it 3 times, I ain't got nothing.
We
It's
can
not-
still get some retards in here.
I feel like the last one was funnier for the simple fact that it was crazy, but this was more. I mean, it was kind of like a informational. You got to a little bit about my thoughts, kind of.
We do need to wrap it up though, because we gotta get to the lab. It's
This is why I'm a good-
7:04.
I'm a good guess. I know when the time is.
I got some questions for you. You have
Okay.
questions, by the way?
I don't have anything, man. I want to end this
You're a
podcast.
terrible host, dude.
All right,
You're a terrible host. If Jake wasn't here, this would be shitty. I'm just kidding.
You
look like you're gonna cry.
You want to
I'm
ask
just
any
kidding.
questions or no?
No.
No,
Okay,
let you
well,
ask questions. He'll think of someone.
we're supposed to ask our guests 10 questions, and
You're
I'm
a terrible
literally the only one that participates in this.
Jake, you are. He's got the equipment, but you are carrying this man.
Thank you. What else?
Bro, and you're really good looking. I think you're killing the mustache.
Don't stop.
Probably have a hammer.
Dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you look like you're currently enlisted.
Dude, does
It works. It works.
Oh, why'd
Don't-
you laughing?
It works. Don't ask why. It just worked.
All right, Andre.
Yes, sir.
5 serious questions.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm a serious person.
Andre, you once joked on stage that you think Asian people are below you in all other races. What was the message that you wanted to send with that joke?
Well, I still stand by that. That's 100% true.
Right.
I don't like Asian people, and this is why. They smell.
Like what?
Just nasty.
Okay.
Just nasty. Not a very.
Talk about their driving skills.
Terrible. Just terrible. In fact, Tokyo Drift, if it taught you one thing, not very good drivers.
Right.
Crashed a lot in those. In fact, they let a white dude from Tennessee, Texas, which one, win most of the races.
But here's the thing about that, though. How many Asian people died in dangerous car accidents in real life?
Go to China.
Less than the white people.
Doubt it. Go to China.
Well, I mean just for the
Doubt
Fast
it.
and the Furious.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, do the math here, bro. I don't know if that one's going to hold down.
Joke.
He wasn't even driving. That's so funny about Paul Walker.
You were brave with that joke, I think.
Yeah. You know what? Cancel me, bro. I'm about to start a Twitter tomorrow.
Nobody watched this.
Yeah.
Okay, second
It's going
question.
to cancel me off CBS when I got a fucking Blackish episode.
Literally, only our employers will watch this.
Awesome. Yeah.
Would you rather have sex with one woman for the rest of your life, or be put into an airtight cage with 1,000 murder hornets?
The goal is to have sex with one woman for the rest of your life, isn't it? I mean, would I be so lucky as to find the one?
You are gay, dude. You're right.
Flashing that ass. Huh?
Okay. All right, question number 3.
Yes, sir.
Since you are half black and half white, if you stole a bike, would you call the police on yourself?
Yes, but I'd give them a false address. Because I'm a snitch, but I'm no rat.
I gotcha.
So you're going to know I did it, but you're not going to catch me.
Dude, that's so smart. But
Statute
when they
of
just, like,
limitations.
trace your number?
I don't use my own phone. Come on, dude.
Okay.
Come on.
You're so smart, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
You think I've robbed one bike? I got 6 at home, bro.
I'm
You
learning,
need a bike. Let
I'm
me
learning
know.
so much.
Yeah, your little boy's getting ready for a bike. I got you.
You got anything to add to that? All
No-
right, question
nothing-
number 4.
Fucking improv. Let's go.
If trans lives matter, is the future shemale?
Yes, I think that this is funny. I think about this a lot actually because
Yeah.
I personally think of myself as part of the LGBTQ community because I have curly hair,
Right.
which is part of the prerequisites to be part of that community. I
Sure.
don't know if you knew this.
Yeah.
It's either shaved, purple, or curly, if you want to be part of the group. And so I think about this a lot. I think in the future, have you ever seen Star Trek or any of the futuristic movies? Like,
No, I fuck
all of
women.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
like
all of
it's weird because they all like everything goes towards like this. What do they call it? Where it's not male or female. You look
non-binary.
Shemale.
No, it's
He, she.
It starts with an A.
Ambiguous?
Ambiguous.
Okay.
So I look at
Ambitious.
Elliot Page, Ellen Page for most. Dead named her, but sorry. The girl from Juno.
Yeah.
The guy from Juno.
If you
Fuck.
watch Juno, who's in the credits?
This is the funny thing.
Are they gonna change
I
those?
did a dope Juno joke. I can't fucking remember it. But
Probably
seriously,
for the best.
probably for the best, yeah. But it's like, yeah, I think we're all gonna be fluid. I think that I think because we live in a society that's so gifted and we live in an area where you can discuss things like, are we treating races differently? Are we, am I, like, when you have people dying next to you, you don't give a fuck whether, like, it's not a problem, like, like, things like that, or it's like, am I going to survive the day? Not like, okay, am I getting respected the most? You know what I mean? And so, I think as we move forward, we're all going to have dicks and vaginas. And maybe we'll just fuck ourselves. In fact, I think it's going to be funny where, in the future, to be real, we probably won't even fuck at all. You know
Let's
what I'm
impregnate
saying?
ourselves.
Well, it'll be like okay, here's the DNA, here's my DNA. I want a kid who's black. I want him to have pretty thick thighs. I'll give him a tiny penis, though, and make him 6 foot tall. And they go, okay, you're going to have him in 6 weeks.
And do you think, like, it'll be, like, on Amazon, like... Or like
Well-
Tinder, kind of, like, right? You're, like, swiping, I don't want that kid, I don't want that kid.
I think that's exactly how it's going to be. It's
Okay.
going to be like, you can, you'll walk into a room. You ever seen, what's that one robot show on HBO?
Westworld.
It's like that, where all the kids are standing around naked, and you kind of just grab their dicks, and like, okay, that's not the one. Smack their ass, you're like, okay, that's the one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So the answer is yes. The answer is female.
Yes. My
Okay.
preferred porn category.
Right. We knew your browser history freak
Yeah.
game. That's why I asked.
Everyone knows that. I posted it on my Instagram.
All right. Final question.
Yes, sir.
If you could punch one famous disabled person in the face, and you have no repercussions, who would it be?
And it cannot be Joe Biden.
No. Joe
Greta
Biden.
Thornburg.
Greta. Oh.
How dare you?
That's actually a funny ass joke.
So-
I just called Greta Thunberg retarded.
Yeah.
That's fucking
She
good.
She should have been in school.
I just think that the waves are warmer.
A
should
mass
be-
extinction is coming to your face,
Extinction?
bitch.
Yeah.
I should be in school.
I should be in school.
She's got a punchable
How
face.
dare you?
You're right.
She's got
You're
a
right.
punchable face. Stop
Well, how
putting
do you
your
think
hair
it
in
got that
pigtails.
way? How do you think it got that way?
From getting fucked.
So I would personally punch Stephen Hawking in the face.
Stephen Hawking.
Because the audacity on that motherfucker.
Right?
Right? I'm smart, but I can't move, and my jaw's
Yeah,
all
get
fucked
up!
Brush your teeth if you're so fucking smart, bitch.
You're so lazy you have a fucking computer? You fucking lazy. You
Who
smart
built
guy?
that? Did you build that computer?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
Did he build a thing? Or did he just talk about a lot?
Are you smart just because you're in a wheelchair and have glasses and have
Tell
a
me
robot?
one thing he built.
Yeah, how do we know the computer wasn't coming up with all that shit for him?
Plus,
Exactly.
a known racist hated Puerto Ricans.
Dude, that's true.
Yeah, but
So
so,
I
does
knew
most,
that about
so
him,
does
actually.
most people, though.
I followed.
So do most people. I mean, am I right?
Yeah, who fucking doesn't? Cheers to that. We gotta wrap this shit up.
Yeah,
though.
fuck Puerto
All right.
Ricans. Okay.
Last thoughts?
No, I love you guys. I appreciate it. I'd love to come back anytime. Follow me on Instagram, Andre_Justice_Dawson. Andre Dawson on Facebook. Got this first episode of Rockin' the Hard Place Productions featuring Shannon Battle, D-Rock, comedians that I love, good homies of mine.
We'll not be at the mic tonight.
I think Shannon might be there.
Maybe-
but no, for
maybe
real,
might be.
this is a big deal. We are creating some type of creative community where we make episodes and write and come together to create some type of atmosphere that promotes local comics. We're including a lot of them. We'll probably get you guys in for a sketch. And so yeah, I just want to promote D-Rock the Comedian, Shadow Battle, and Rock and Hard Place Productions. It's gonna be a great show, and love you guys. Thanks again.
Hey, thanks for coming on.
Anytime.